Good evening to all of you. In previous lecture, we have completed determinants of PQLI, determinants of PQLI, then formulation of PQLI, and third, important aspects of PQLI. Three topics regarding PQLI, physical quality of life index, we have completed. Now next topic regarding PQLI. Now next question, mention any four positive aspects of PQLI. Positive aspects. Previous of that we have done important aspects. Now positive aspects of PQLI. Any 4 points of your own choice. Here I am taking 4 points. First one is PQLI includes education, life expectancy, and infant mortality rate, which touch the standard of human life. Second point, PQLI is better index as compared to per capita income index. Per capita income index. Third point, as an indicator for economic development, PQLI has lesser drawbacks as compared to national income. And fourth point, PQLI is used for comparison between two regions or two states or between two countries. These these are the four aspects, four positive aspects of PQLI. Now negative aspects. Next question. Negative aspects. First one is it includes only three aspects which are not sufficient for measuring economic development. Only three aspects are included in PQLI. We all know: education, life expectancy, and infant mortality rate. Beside this, other standards should also be included. For example, pure drinking water, sanitation facility, drainage facility, health facility. But only three aspects are included in PQLI for measuring economic development, which is not sufficient. Second point, PQLI is based on an average. Based on an average means it does not show or give accuracy. Third point, it is not correct to give equal weightage to all the determinants. Reason: each determinants, every country does not have the same importance for all determinants. For example, in some countries, education is not so much important because already education level is very high. So for them, education is not so much important. That's why it is not better or correct to give equal weightage to all the determinants. Fourth, one more point, last. PQLI in which countries rises at slower rate because average life cannot increases beyond a particular limit. So these are the negative aspects of PQLI. So all the questions related with PQLI is completed. First one is the determinants of PQLI, life expectancy, education and infant mortality rate. We have completed. Second question regarding PQLI is formulation. How PQLI is formulated, in which first of all education, life expectancy and infant mortality rate are given equal weightage, that is 100. Then on the basis of their performance they are graded or they are given marks between 0 to 100. After that, grades of all these three determinants are added and then fourth divided by 3 because total there are 3 determinants in PQLI. And whatever answer we get, that is called PQLI. It means PQLI is based on average. The formulation of PQLI we have completed. Third, we have done important aspects of PQLI, and important aspects of PQLI are: first one is PQLI, physical quality of life index. its range is between 0 to 100. Means PQLI has given range between 0 to 100. Now, if PQLI is closer to 100, it means better is the performance in all these three determinants. Means that country is performing well in all these three determinants. If PQLI is closer to 0, it means bad is the performance in all these three determinants. Or higher the PQLI, it means economic development is more in such countries, and lower the PQLI, it means there is less economic development in such countries. And fifth one is PQLI is used for comparison of economic development between two regions or two states within the same country or between two or more countries. Next, fourth question today we have done regarding PQLI. Mention any four positive aspects of PQLI. First, it includes education, life expectancy and infant mortality rate, which is very closer to the standard of human life. It touches the standard of living of human life, and it is better indexed so far as per capita income index is concerned. As compared to per capita income, it is much better than per capita income as well as national income. And fourth one is again same, it is used for comparison between two regions or two states within the same country or between two or more countries. Disadvantage or negative aspects of PQLI, it includes only three determinants or three aspects, only education, life expectancy and infant mortality rate is included. That's why these three standards are not sufficient for measuring economic development. Besides this, other standards are also should also be considered, like death rate, birth rate, size of population, population growth rate. Besides this, sanitation facility, pure drinking water facility, rate of poverty, rate of unemployment. All these aspects should be included in order to measure PQLI. Next, PQLI is based on an average. That's why it does not give accuracy. Means accurate figure it is not giving because it is based on average. That it is not correct to give equal weightage. Weightage means importance to all the determinants. And last one is, so far as rich countries are concerned or developed countries are concerned, in developed countries PQLI rises at a slower rate. For example, life expectancy. Life expectancy of America is 78 point something years. It means in America life expectancy cannot increases at a faster rate. That's why PQLI has one limitation, that PQLI is slower in rich countries or developed countries as compared to developing countries. The reason, life expectancy, average life cannot increases beyond a particular limit. So all the questions or topics related with PQLI is completed. So only 4 points you have to do in negative aspects as well as in positive aspects. Now next topic is HDI, Human Development Index. The report of Human Development Index is given by World Bank. First MC question, who submit the report or who prepare the report regarding HDI, means Human Development Index, to World Bank. And like PQLI, HDI means Human Development Index has also three determinants. Human Development Index has also three components or three determinants. First one is life expectancy. Second one is knowledge. And third one is standard of living. Now life expectancy I have already explained in PQLI. Now knowledge. A part of knowledge we have already explained in PQLI means education, but beside that point we have to explain two more points in knowledge. First, in order to calculate literacy rate, they are taking two aspects. First one is number of years of schooling. First point. Second, expected number of schooling. Expected number of schooling. These two additional points are included in order to know literacy rate. First one is number of years of schooling and expected number of schooling. Expected number of years of schooling. And difference of these two is taken to derive the value regarding education. First of all, education system of any country, or we can say literacy rate, not education, literacy rate. Literacy rate shows the education system of any country. If literacy rate is high, it means education system is good of that country, and if literacy rate is low, then vice versa of the previous one. But in order to calculate literacy, two additional points are considered in Human Development Index. First one is number of years of schooling, and second, expected number of years of schooling. And difference of these two is taken to derive the value of education or literacy rate. Third one is standard of living. Whether the standard of living of individual of a particular country is high or low, or is improving or not. It is based on various factors. 4 or 5 factors I am writing here. Standard of living. First, availability of pure drinking water. Availability of pure drinking water. Second one is good sanitation facility. Good sanitation facility. Third one is infant mortality rate. Fourth one is medical services. Fifth one is percentage of undernourished and malnourished children. Undernourished and malnourished children are means undernourished and malnourished means children who are not getting all the type of vitamins, protein, carbohydrate in their food. So undernourished and malnourished. So these factors are included to know whether the standard of living of individual is high or low or improving or not. In order to know the standard of living, these factors are considered: availability of pure drinking water, good sanitation facility, infant mortality rate, medical services, percentage of undernourished and malnourished children. So these are the three elements. Once again, three elements or three determinants of HDI: life expectancy, which we have already done in PQLI also. Same explanation, same definition is there. Knowledge, same explanation as we have done in PQLI, plus two additional points. These 2 points are considered in order to know literacy rate. One is number of years of schooling, and second one is expected number of years of schooling, and difference of these two is taken to derive the value regarding literacy rate. And third one is standard of living is also considered in order to measure economic development under HDI. And standard of living includes availability of pure drinking water, good sanitation facility, infant mortality rate, medical services, percentage of undernourished and malnourished children. These are determinants of HDI. Now next topic related with HDI, that is important aspects of HDI. Important aspects of HDI. So I had explained all the topics in question form so that it becomes easier for you to learn all the questions properly. So question wise I am explaining all the topics. Next topic is, or next question is, important aspects of HDI. First point, HDI has a range between 0 to 1. Second point, if HDI is closer to 1, closer or nearest to 1, closer to 1, it shows that country is performing better in all the three aspects. It means better is the performance in all the three determinants. Third, if HDI is closer to 0, then instead of better you have to write bad. Bad, then sentence is almost same. Bad is the performance in all the three determinants. Fourth one is, higher the HDI means more is the economic development. And fifth, lower the HDI, less is the economic development. And sixth additional point, HDI is also used for comparison between two or more countries, two or more states within the same country, and between two different countries. The important aspects of HDI is completed, and on the basis of HDI report, of 2014, which is given by World Bank. On the basis of this report, Norway is the first country, means most developed country is Norway, on the basis of three aspects. First one is life expectancy, second one is knowledge, and third one is standard of living, which includes various other factors like pure drinking water, sanitation facility, infant mortality rate, medical services. So on the basis of HDI report of World Bank in the year 2014, Norway is the first. Norway ranks first, and it has given rate 0.944, means closer to 1. That's why it is considered as more developed country. So far as India is concerned, India ranks 130th out of 188 countries. This total report is collected for 188 countries. Out of 188 countries, India ranks 130th position with grade 0.694, and the last country was Niger of South Africa. It was considered last, and the grade is given 0.348. 0.609. India was given grade 0.609, and Niger was given 0.348, and it ranks last. First is Norway, India 130th position, Niger last out of 188 countries. Total how many countries? Report of how many countries are collected by HDI in the year 2014? 188 countries, in which Norway is first, India 130th position, Niger last position, then grades 0.944 for Norway, then 0.609 for India, and 0.348 for Niger. So these are the ranks. Now next topic regarding HDI, another question. Another question, positive aspects and negative aspects of HDI. The positive aspects and negative aspects of HDI is almost same. Almost same means all points which were done in PQLI, same points you have to write in HDI also regarding positive as well as negative aspects. Almost same as we have done in PQLI. Only one point you have to write down. Important point for MCQ. True progress is equal to economic progress plus social progress. Economic progress here means if in any country only national income increases and per capita income increases, it does not mean that economic development is taking place. This is not true. Along with, when it becomes true progress, when along with increasing national income and per capita income, other parameters, other factors are also improving. Other factors means which are very necessary in order to improve the standard of living, which are very closer to standard of living. For example, life expectancy. For example, infant mortality rate. And both these factors are related with medical services, means health services. So in short, we can say health services. Beside this, education. Education or literacy rate. Beside this, pure drinking water. Beside this, sanitation facilities. So along with increase in national income and per capita income, if other factors which are very nearest to standard of living, high standard of living, if such factors also increases in any country, then we can say that there is true economic development. It means true progress, actual progress means increase in national income and per capita income. In short, it is called economic progress, and along with that, other factors like life expectancy should improve, infant mortality rate should improve, education should improve, pure drinking water facility should improve. Then next one is sanitation facility should improve. Then we can say social progress is taking place, and then combination of social progress as well as economic progress is called true progress. So one line, true progress is equal to, in MCQ it can be asked. So true progress is equal to economic progress plus social progress. This is the positive aspects, one of the positive aspects of HDI. Otherwise, you can learn all the points which we have done in PQLI for positive as well as negative aspects, and along with that, one additional point for HDI, true progress is equal to economic progress plus social progress. And social economic progress includes first, increase in national income, and second, increase in per capita income. And social progress includes education, health services, and other parameters which are nearest to or closer to high standard of living. That is called social progress. I have already written here 4 or 5 examples of social progress. So when both economic progress and social progress take place, then we can say that actually or in reality economic development is taking place in any country. It means that is called true progress. So positive and negative aspects of HDI is also completed. Now only 2 topics are left. One is meaning of economic growth and limitation, and meaning of economic development and its limitations. Then chapter will be completed. Second chapter will be completed.